ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ryan Awesome. And welcome to the Ryan Awesome Show. Now, today on the Ryan Awesome Show, I'll be talking about Impact Wrestling. So, this is the Impact Wrestling review for February the 2nd, 2021. Now, overall, man, this was not a good show. This was not a good show. It felt like nothing happened. It felt like nothing happened on the show. It wasn't exciting, and it felt like you know, it's just nothing. It felt like a nothing show. And the champions losing on the show, I didn't like that at all. But yeah, this was not a good show. This was not a good show at all. And you know, before I start the before I start the review, first off, I'd like to thank each and every single person that went out and watched my Royal Rumble review from last night. That video, man, skyrocketed. That video, like the views on that video, man, is the most views that I ever gotten on my channel. 148 views on you on that video, on that review. And I just want to thank you guys. Thank you guys for watching it. Thank you guys for supporting it, hitting the thumbs up, and just like to thank you guys. And I woke up to it. I woke up this morning. I woke up this morning and I saw 82 views. I was like, "Whoa. Holy smokes. 82 views?" And then that thing went up to 100 views. And then now it's at 148. So, yeah, man, thank you. Thank you guys for supporting, supporting the channel and watching my videos and hitting the thumbs up. And just thank you. Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. So now, for Impact Wrestling, we started off the show with Tasha Steelz, who is one half of the Impact Wrestling Knockouts Women's Champion, with Kiera Hogan, her partner, versus Havok with Nevaeh in her corner. So yeah, this is a quick match. We had Steelz. She goes after Havok. She tries to hit strikes, go for strikes on Havok, and it's not working. And then we had Steelz. She goes after Havok's legs. We had a super kick to Havok. Havok kicks out. We had a knee strike to Tasha Steelz from Havok, so Havok is fighting back. We had a running boot in the corner to Tasha Steelz. And we had a spinning slam to Tasha Steelz. Steelz kicks out. And at one point we had Kiera Hogan. She got involved in the match. She got involved. She grabbed Havok's leg while Havok was running to the ropes. And then we had Nevaeh. Tasha Steelz, she tries to take advantage of it. Advantage of Havok being distracted. And so Tasha Steelz, she runs to the rope too. And then Nevaeh, she grabs at Tasha Steelz' legs, so she trips Tasha Steelz, to even up the odds. And then we had a tombstone power driver to Tasha Steelz from Havok to win the match. So Havok, she wins the match. And here's the one thing I didn't like: the fact that Tasha Steelz lost. She's one half of the Impact's Knockouts Women's champions, and you have a lose. You have a pin clean in the middle of the ring. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of champions losing the match. If you're gonna beat a champion, have it have it be a championship match. If the champion is gonna lose, have it be a championship match. You know, a champion should not be losing in a non-title match. That's the thing. That's the point I'm trying to make. And so, yeah, right after this, we had Scott D'Amore and Sami Callihan there backstage. They showed a video of Ken Shamrock attacking attacking the referee from last week and the security guards from last week. And here's what happened. I had the video pulled up, and here's what happened. Oh, hold on. Yeah, that's the problem. The speaker was on. Hold on. Okay, I got it.
All the stuff you've pulled, all the things you've done, that's too much even for you, Sami. Get your damn feet off my desk. This is it, Sami. This is it. Shamrock, he's done. He's suspended indefinitely. I hope I never see him again, and there's nothing you're going to say that's going to change that. This is final.
Nothing I'm going to say. You know what? Good. I was going to fire him anyway. He cold cocked me in the face. Lost his mind. You know what? He's been slowing me down. You know what? Damn right, Scott. You are a brilliant man, just like me. People's been saying meanings a lot of like you're finally taking charge. You know what? I love it. Good job, Scott. Good job.
And that was it from Sami Callihan and Scott D'Amore. Ken Shamrock is suspended indefinitely. I thought he was gonna get fined because usually when you put your hands on the referee, you get fined, but he got suspended. And so right after this, we had a backstage moment. It was Rich Swann, the Impact World Champion, and Tommy Dreamer backstage, and they're talking about their strategy. Because they have a tag team match coming on, coming up later on tonight. So they talking strategy, and that was it. And right after this, we had the Good Brothers, the Impact Tag Team Champions. They're backstage and they're speaking. So this is what happened.
Talk to me. It feels great to still be the Impact Wrestling World Tag Team Champions. It feels great to do what we do best, and that's main event, which is exactly what we're going to do tomorrow night at AEW Beach Break when we tag with the best bout machine, the AEW World Heavyweight Champion, led to the ring by the Donna Conda himself, Kenny Omega, where we're going to do our favorite thing, which is beat up John Moxley. I love when you say that. Oh, God, I love it. Speaking of AEW, we have something else I want to run by you. Talk to me. Maybe earlier in the night, during the tag team battle royal, to see who the #1 contenders are for those AEW World Tag Team titles. Maybe we screw over the private party.
Yeah, and then speaking of private party, Matt Hardy bringing private party to Impact, man, that's like leading lambs to be slaughtered by the Good Brothers.
Hardy party, I love the party.
Looky here. The Good Brothers. How you guys doing?
We're great.
You see,
James
I
Starmick
understand that you guys are the Impact World Wrestling Tag Team
and
Champions. I
Chris
understand
Sabin
you guys are
interrupts
world
the Good
travel.
Brothers.
I understand it's even okay that you guys come into the ring after our match with Private Party, but what not is okay is the way that you want to go and you want to kick my partner when he's down and try to. You got something to say? And treat him like he's a piece of garbage.
You guys did lose.
You lost, so I mean, shoe fits, you got to wear it, good brother. I mean, just like your cowboy boots, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Hey, wait a second, guys. This isn't just about the titles.
Sure it is.
It's about respect. And more than that, it's about whether you two have the guts to even face us or whether you're just a couple of ballless wonders.
Hey.
Which is it? Huh?
Well, we already have the titles.
Yeah, we're the champs.
There's no frickin' need to fight you guys. Respect or not.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We're good.
There's no reason.
We're good. No,
There's,
we're
there's
good.
no
Thank
reason
you
to
guys.
fight
Flawless.
two of the most decorated tag team champions in Impact history. And that's
love history.
It's cool, man. It's all fine. So we can do it like this. Either you guys give us a shot next week, or man, we can take this out and beat the crap out of each other like men.
Right now.
Whoa.
you're
We're on the eve of
animals.
a huge main event. We're not.
Oh, you're gonna break them now before tomorrow's big AEW main event. You're in Impact Wrestling.
Yeah, I'm aware of that.
Listen.
But we got to be fine-tuned for tomorrow night, okay? We got to get a good night's sleep. So how about next week?
Yeah.
Bring your asses and stand across that ring from us, and we'll figure it out there.
Yeah, we're not animals. We're not going to fight in the parking lot.
Let's get it. Fine.
Clumsy ass guys. Look at that. Stupid, man. Come on, let's go.
Ballless one.
And that was it. That was it from the Good Brothers and their confrontation with Chris Sabin and James Storm. And so right after this, we had a match. It was Madman Fulton with Ace Austin in his corner versus the walking weapon, Josh Alexander. And so this is a good match. This is a good, a good back and forth between these guys. Didn't agree with the ending, but it was still a good match. So we had Alexander. He tries to use his amateur wrestling background against Fulton, but it doesn't work. We had a release suplex to Alexander. We had a missile drop kick to Madman Fulton. We had a German suplex to Fulton. And then Fulton, he gets right back up on his feet. So he knows so that German suplex. Then we had Alexander. He goes for an ankle lock. Fulton escapes. And then, they're fighting outside the ring. And we have Fulton. He gives Alexander a choke slam on the ring apron. And we have Fulton, they got back into the ring. We have Fulton hit another choke slam on Alexander. Alexander kicks out. We had a power bomb to Fulton, followed up by a rolling elbow. And then we had a double underhook into a pile driver. I don't know what he calls it, but yeah, he hit his finishing move on Fulton, which was the double underhook pile driver to win the match. So Josh Alexander, he wins the match, and that was it. I wasn't, you have Madman Fulton, he's a monster, and you have him lose. He lost last week, if I'm not mistaken, did he? He lost last week against, in a tag team match. He got pinned by Matt Cardona, and he lose again this week. So Madman Fulton is not looking good. He is not looking good. If you want to build someone up as a monster, you should have them win and not have them lose. If that was the case, if they were going to lose last week, you should have had Austin. You should have had Austin take the pin and not Fulton. But yeah, that was it between the two. Good match, but did not agree with the ending. And so yeah, right after this, we had the most professional wrestler, Brian Myers. He comes out to the ring with an eye patch, and here's what he has to say.
Once upon a time ago, Eddie, you were a classy pro wrestler. A worker's worker, trained by the late, great Killer Kowalski. I promise you this. Walter Kowalski is rolling in his grave at what you've become. Just a garbage, backyard, a glorified stuntman, shell of the man you used to be. And I would like nothing more than to get you in the ring at no surrender. One-on-one. So you can find out firsthand what it's like to be in here with the professional, the franchise of Impact Wrestling. But unfortunately,
he has a doctor's. So yeah, Eddie Edwards, he comes out to his music and attacks Brian Myers, for talking trash about him, calling him the unprofessional wrestler. And we had Hernandez. Hernandez come out of nowhere and attacks Eddie Edwards.
what business does he have in this?
And attacks.
The right word, business. Eddie, I'm not going to face you at no surrender. But my boy Hernandez, he'll gladly kick your ass. Look at that. That is the
Yeah, Matt Cardona comes out to his music and try, even up the odds. Attacks Hernandez.
There is long blood between Matt Cardona and Brian Myers.
Matt Cardona and Brian Myers, they have history together. They were tag team champions in WWE. And now they're in Impact Wrestling, feuding.
Stand side by side. Myers and Hernandez retreat.
And so, yeah, that was it with that segment. Brian Myers disrespecting Eddie Edwards, calling him the most unprofessional wrestler. And trying to make an excuse on why he can't, why he won't challenge him, why he's not gonna fight Eddie Edwards at No Surrender, and that was it. And so yeah, right after this we had a backstage moment. It was from Fallah Bahh and Alisha Edwards, and they were gambling. They're backstage in Johnny Swingers Casino Palace or something like that, and they're playing poker, and Johnny Bravo is running the table of poker, and so yeah, that was it. Nothing happened. Nothing really happened. They were just playing poker or cards. And so yeah, right after this we had Eddie Edwards and Matt Cardona. They're backstage. They're backstage.
Thank you for that, bro. Good. Thank you for that, bro.
Listen, I've known Brian a long time. Bad mood Brian now. Bitter Brian. He's not the kind of guy to hide behind the doctor's note. I don't know what his deal is.
You know, if he wanted to, he'd fight. But the good thing is, he has Hernandez. Clearly, he wants to fight. So what do you say? Me and you, we go to the Impact office, we go to the officials, we set up a tag team match with No Surrender. Us against Hernandez and Bad News Brian.
I like that. I mean, I'm always ready. I know you're always ready.
It says so on your shirt.
I'll get you a shirt. Let's do it.
Hell yeah.
Let's do it.
Hell yeah. Show him.
And that was it with Matt Cardona and Eddie Edwards. They want to fight Hernandez and Brian Myers at No Surrender. And that was it. Good. It's good to see Matt Cardona getting the opportunity, to shine, because he never got an opportunity in WWE. He once did, and then he got buried in the end. He got over on his own by creating his YouTube channel, Z True Long Island Story, and then he got buried after that. So it's great to see Matt Cardona shining somewhere else. And so, yeah, really, really happy for Matt Cardona. And so, yeah, right after this, we had another match. It was Crazy Steve representing the K with Rosemary in his corner versus Larry D of XXXL with Ace Romero in his corner, his tag team partner. And so, yeah, we had Steve. He goes right after Larry D. We had, at one point, Romero. He attacks Ace Romero from outside. He attacks Steve behind the referee's back. We had a belly-to-belly suplex to Crazy Steve. Steve kicks out. We had a running splash to Crazy Steve. Steve kicks out. And then throughout the match, we had Steve. He kept biting at Larry D because he couldn't fight him back. So he kept biting at him. And so to end the match, we had Crazy Steve. He tries to go for a springboard move. And then Larry D, he knocks him out. Knocks him out. Completely out. Knocked him out. And so Larry D, he wins the match. And then right after that, we had Rosemary. Rosemary, she stepped inside the ring. And she was staring at Larry D and Ace Romero. And she just scared him off by just staring at him. And that was it. And so, yeah, right after this, we had an interview from Trey Miguel.
Trey, first of all, welcome back to Impact Wrestling. Talk to me about what led to you leaving, as well as what led to your return.
You see, Gia, since I've been here at Impact Wrestling, I've had 2 crutches. You want to know what? I've had 2 crutches before I even got to Impact. When I walked into Impact, I had those crutches. And that's the only way anyone's ever seen me walk.
Talking about Trey.
But now, there's no time better to show you and everyone else in this locker room, cameramen, that I can stand on my own 2 feet and that I've always been able to stand on my own 2 feet.
Sami Callihan.
Beat it. Calm down, honey.
So I should knock your head off right now.
I ain't here to fight. Impact Wrestling, the entire locker room, really wasted a fantastic goodbye on you, didn't they? 2 crutches. Your boys have been gone for a cup of coffee and you're already throwing them under the bus. 0 loyalty. I've known you a long time, haven't I? This is pretty much day 1 in the business for you. And you have all the tools you need to be successful in the professional wrestling business.
business, but you don't have what it takes to make it in Impact Wrestling. You don't have loyalty. You don't have that mustard. You don't have that drive. Because when things get hard, you tuck your tail between your legs and you run away. What did I read online a couple weeks ago? We want people that actually want to be here at Impact Wrestling. We want people that have, passion. Hey.
Oh.
Don't get aggressive. How about instead of coming at me, you go home, you look in the mirror, and you really think about who you want to be and what you are.
And that was it with Trey Miguel and his confrontation with Sami Callihan. And so, yeah, the partners that he's talking about Desmond Xavier and the other guy, I forgot his name, Wentz of MSK and NXT. Yeah, he was talking about them. And so, yeah, Trey, I know Trey Miguel, he gets this a lot, but he looked exactly like Ricochet. He looked exactly like Ricochet. Like he looked like Ricochet's little brother. If he could be his little brother, he looks exactly like Ricochet. And so yeah, that's all I have to say about it. And yeah, we could be seeing Sami Callihan versus Trey Miguel in the future. Maybe at No Surrender, or maybe probably not at No Surrender. Maybe somewhere down the line. So yeah, that was it with Trey Miguel and Sami Callihan. And so right after this, we got another backstage moment. It was from XXXL. That's Larry D and Ace Romero, and they're being interviewed by, I don't know the interviewer's name, but they being interviewed, being congratulated.
And Larry D's newfound freedom.
Oh.
XXXL, congratulations on Larry D's newfound freedom, and also on your win over Crazy Steve moments ago. Correct me if I'm wrong, but did I sense some hesitation when it came to confronting Rosemary?
Hesitation? Hesitation? Absolutely not. Did you not see what I did to Crazy Steve out there? Listen to me. It doesn't matter if it's Rosemary. It doesn't matter if it's Crazy Steve. It doesn't matter if it's the entire Impact Wrestling locker room. XXXL fears nobody.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how scary Rosemary is. We are not afraid.
And you see, as easy as it would have been to take Rosemary out, the fact of the matter is, Ace Romero and myself, we're gentlemen. Would never hit a woman.
Guys.
Tenille Dashwood
to eavesdrop or anything,
and Caleb
but I happen to hear every
interrupts.
single word you just said. And here she comes to save the day. Here I am. And look, if hitting a woman is the biggest problem you have, well, I don't mind hitting Rosemary for you.
I'll do it. You know, I like the sound of that. Hitting Rosemary for us. I love the sound of that. No Surrender is just around the corner. And if Decay can go find someone as freaky, as nasty as they are, it looks like XXXL and Tenille Dashwood, we're ready for No Surrender.
See, that was it with XXXL and them enlisting Tenille Dashwood to go after Rosemary. And so, yeah, right after this, we had a match, but this time from the women. It was Susan with Deonna Purrazzo, who is the Impact Women's Champion, Knockouts Women's Champion, and Kimber Lee versus Jordynne Grace with Jazz in her corner. And so, yeah, nothing really much happened in this match. Jordynne Grace, she took control of this match. So, yeah, we had Susan. She was taking her time getting her ring gear off. And then Jordynne Grace, she goes right after Susan. And then Grace, she takes control of the first part of the match. And then at one point, we had Kimber Lee and Deonna Purrazzo. They attack Jordynne Grace outside of the ring, behind the referee's back. And then we had Susan. She takes control of the match. And we had Purrazzo and Lee. They attack Grace again, behind the referee's back. And then Jordynne Grace, she takes back control by attacking them back for getting her earlier. And so we had two scoop slams. Ugh, two scoop slams. Follow up by Mickey Nochu driver to Susan. Susan kicks out. We had an elbow in the corner to Susan. And then we had a pump handle driver. I don't even know what she called it. To Susan to win the match. So Jordynne Grace, she wins the match. And then Kimber Lee and Deonna Purrazzo, they attack Jordynne Grace and Jazz. And then out of nowhere, we had a returning ODB to help Jordynne Grace and Jazz. And so that was it. ODB is back in the impact zone. And she helped Jordynne Grace and Jazz to she evened up the odds against Purrazzo and Kimber Lee and Susan. And so yeah, right after this we had a backstage moment, a video. We had a video from Matt Hardy and Private Party of AEW. And this is what happened.
Matt, what's going on? I'm trying to stay calm. We got a big match tomorrow. Big. And the fact that the guys we beat, they're getting a title shot in front of us. What is going on? What is this? You're supposed to have this under control. What's up, man?
Shh. Calm down. Breathe. Who takes care of you? Who takes care of you? You do. You know what I mean? Don't worry about those guys. You guys have a guaranteed title shot and no surrender. Nothing is going to change that. And besides, I've got a plan. Big money, Matt. The Kingmaker always has a plan. All right. Now, tomorrow night, it's the tag team battle royal on AEW Dynamite. Yes. And I need you to win that. You can go on to face the Young Bucks. Revolution, a dream match, and you've already beat them.
We did. Yep, we did.
And then for them. You also are going to beat the other tag team in the Biz Cliz, the Good Brothers. You're gonna get 2 sets of titles. You know what? I'm gonna put a bounty on those titles.
No, brakes, Matt.
That's not what I said. Tony Khan would not approve of the use of the word bounty. It's a bad word. It's a bonus.
Makes sense now.
I'm going to make sure to get you a bonus.
Okay.
But once you win the titles, you'll make more money because you're the champions. You'll make more money because you're the double champions. And that means 50% here, 30% there. I mean, I'm going to make more money. Big money Matt's going to be even bigger money. But you know what, man? What? You guys are going to make millions upon millions of dollars. So what if you give me a percentage? You're still millionaires, right? You're still millionaires.
I dig it now. I get it.
So I've got everything under control. The iconic Matt Hardy. Big Money Matt, the Kingmaker, has always got everything under control. I just need you to show up.
All right.
I need you to show up. Already there. And be the second greatest tag team in history.
All right. When it comes to your boys, man, you got nothing to worry about. No matter the obstacle, anything is possible. We got your back. And we with those championships, baby. Let's go celebrate.
By any means necessary.
And that was it from Matt Hardy and Private Party from AEW. And speaking of AEW, we had Tony Schiavone and Tony Khan. They had that paid ad for Beach Break. They're talking about Beach Break. You know, what's going to go down tomorrow night on AEW Dynamite. And that was it. You know, the same thing that they always do every week. And, you know, I love the partnership between Tony Khan and Tony Schiavone. You know, I think it's really funny. And so, yeah, right after this, we had Jordynne Grace. We had Jordynne Grace, Jazz, and ODB. They're backstage, and they're embracing each other, you know, getting along. And, you know, ODB saying that she's back in Impact Wrestling, and that's all that happened. And so right after this, we had a match. It was Rohit Raju versus TJP, who's the X Division champion. And, you know, this is a great match. This is probably the best match on the show. You know, still didn't agree with the outcome of the match, but this is probably the best match on the show. And so, yeah, TJP, he uses his athleticism against Raju. We had an octopus stretch submission move to Raju. We had a running boot to TJP TJP. We had a running drop kick to TJP while TJP was on a rope. You know, he was hanging on a rope, and then Raju had just ran and hit a drop kick on him to knock him out of the ring. And then we had Raju, he takes control of the match. We had a pay dirt to TJP, he kicks out. We had a belly to back suplex to TJP, he kicks out. And then at one point, Rohit Raju, he targets TJP's arm. We had a top, and so TJP, he's fighting back. He had a top rope Hurricanrana. Yeah, TJP, he hits the top rope Hurricanrana to Raju, followed up by a tornado DDT. And we had a running corner boot to TJP. And we had, it was a running corner boot to TJP, followed up by a cannonball to TJP. And we had a jumping knee to Raju. And right after Raju hit that jumping knee, we had TJP rolled out of the ring, under the ring. And so they mentioned this on commentary. You know, when TJP goes under the ring, he turns into Manic. And so, you know, TJP, he comes out of the ring from, you know, he comes from under the ring. And you see this large man, you know, choking TJP, grabbing him by his neck and stuff. And the guy chokeslams TJP on the ring apron behind the referee's back. And we had Rohit Raju delivers a running knee to TJP to win the match. So Raju pins the X Division champion. And so, yeah, at first I didn't get the guy's name, the large guy. He was in Impact a while ago, but I don't remember his name. His name was Mahabali Shira. I think that's his name. I think I got it right, pronounced it right. So yeah, Shira, he gets involved in the match. So that means Raju, he won the match. Yeah, Raju, he won the match. And that was it. The X Division champion loses on TV. And so, yeah, just like what I said before, it was a great match. Probably the best match on the show. You know, great back and forth between these two. They're both good. And, you know, didn't agree with the outcome of the match. Champions should not be losing ever unless you want to take the championship off of them. But if I'm not mistaken, I think Raju is challenging TJP for the championship, the X Division championship at No Surrender. And so, yeah, if you want to be a contender for a championship, you need to pick up wins instead of pinning a champion. You know, they're doing the same thing WWE do. And y'all want to follow WWE. And so, yeah, right after this, we had a backstage moment from a video from Violent by Design. That's Eric Young, Joe Doring, and Diener. And, you know, basically they're trying to recruit Cousin Jake to VBD, Violent by Design. This is what they said.
Violent by design. It's exactly what it says. Our violence is by design. Now, why did we leave Jake standing? Why did we not injure him when we had the chance? Why did we not remove him from the situation? Violent by design. You see, this is family. Jake is family. Now, see, Jake, what you have to understand is salvation, it's not for everyone. The olive branch will not be extended to all. This can be your family. Violent by design. This can be your protection. This can be your cure. Your eyes can be open, Jake. And if you want, I can remove the sickness. I can do that for you. But in the end, the choice is yours. In the end, if you want it, I can baptize you in the holy waters of change.
So yeah, that was it from Violent by Design. And right after this, speaking of Violent by Design, we had Cousin Jake's response to Violent by Design. And so he was interviewed, and this is what he said.
Jake, we just saw Violent by Design attempt to recruit you into their family. What is your response to this?
I don't know. I thought I had a family in And with all the crazy things that have happened to me lately, this is the craziest. Now, I don't have an answer right now, but next week, I'll give you, no. Next week, I'll give them my answer.
So yeah, that was it from Cousin Jake, his response to Violent by Design. And I think he joins. I think he joins Violent by Design. I don't think he'll say no, because if he wanted to say no, he would have said no tonight. But he said, you know, I'm going to wait next week. I'm going to wait until next week and I'll give you my answer. So he's going to say yes. I think he will say yes. He'll be stupid to say no. And so, you know, he's not doing nothing anyway. So have him join a group with Diener. You know, it's kind of like if you can't beat him, join him. And, you know, Cody Diener, he couldn't beat Violent by Design. He couldn't beat Eric Young or Joe Doring. So that's why he joined. So I think Cousin Jake, he's going to do the same thing. He's going to do the same thing by joining. And it's not going to be a bad move at all. It's going to enhance him. It's going to make him better. And so next week's show, we have Kiera Hogan. We have Kiera Hogan, who's the other half of the Impact Knockouts Women's Champion, versus Nevaeh. And that's next week. So I'm guessing Kiera Hogan will win next week's match because Tasha Steelz, she lost. I already know how these stuff turns out. You know, one person lose, another person win. And then we have ODB versus Kimber Lee. And we have, you know, they promoted No Surrender, which is on Saturday, February 13th. And we have the No Surrender match for, you know, the pay-per-view, the Good Brothers versus Private Party for the Impact Tag Team Championships. And the No Surrender, we have Rich Swann, who will be defending his Impact World Heavyweight Championship against Tommy Dreamer. And next week we have the contract signing. We have a contract signing next week with the Impact World Champion Rich Swann and Tommy Dreamer next week for the, you know, contract signing. So that's next week. And at No Surrender. Well, next week is the contract signing. So yeah. Now our main event was a tag team match. So this is the first tag team match of the night. So yeah, we have Moose, the self-proclaimed TNA World Champion, and Chris Bahh versus Tommy Dreamer and Rich Swann, who is the Impact World Champion. And so yeah, we had Bahh and Dreamer. They start off the match. Bahh, he uses his speed against Tommy Dreamer, and then at one point he goes after Tommy Dreamer's leg. We had a flying European uppercut to Rich Swann from Moose. We had a drop kick to Chris Bahh from Rich Swann. We had a double team move to Bahh from Swann and Dreamer. And we had an arm breaker. We had an arm breaker to Rich Swann from Bahh. And then at this point we had the heels. They could take control of the match. So yeah, Swann, he's getting beat down by the heels. We had a running back elbow to Rich Swann from Chris Bahh. We had a hot tag to Dreamer. He delivers clotheslines and a back body drop to Chris Bahh. And then we had a blind tag. We had a blind tag from Moose. So Tommy Dreamer, he doesn't see the blind tag. And so we had a DDT. Tommy Dreamer, he hits a DDT on Chris Bahh, who is not the legal person. And then we had, at one point, we had Moose. You know, Moose, he pushes Tommy Dreamer into Rich Swann, so they bumped heads with each other. And then we had Moose, he tries to hit Tommy Dreamer with a spear, his signature spear. And then Tommy Dreamer, he sidestepped Moose. So Moose, he ended up spearing Rich Swann. And so, who is the legal person? So Rich Swann, he got, you know, Moose, he goes for the cover, 1, 2, 3. And Moose and Chris Bahh, they win the match. So Moose, he pins Rich Swann, who is the World Heavyweight Champion. And so, yeah, right after the match, we had Moose. He spears Tommy Dreamer, you know, because he didn't spear him in the match. So he speared him right after the match, you know, and he attacks Rich Swann. And so that was it. And that ended off Impact Wrestling. And, you know, I didn't agree with the outcome either. Like, for this stuff, you know, with the matches, I did not agree with the outcome. As every match, I did not agree with the outcome. You know, with the champions losing the match. And you have Rich Swann, defending his championship against Tommy Dreamer. Why would you have them lose? Like, you have a challenger, contending for the championship. Shouldn't they win? They should always win. The challenger should always win, and the champion should always win. Because, if you have them lose, they're going to lose momentum. They're going to lose their credibility if they lose. And so, you got to have them win so they can look strong in their title defense in the championship match. And so, and that's it. That's the only problem I had with the show, is that the champions lost. The champions should not be losing in a match ever to nobody. I don't care who you are. And so, tonight it was not a good show. Impact Wrestling was not a good show tonight. It was not. It ain't had no excitement. Nothing happened on the show. And, just like what I said before, and I'm going to say it again, I did not like the champions losing on tonight's show. And so, that was it. That ended off the review for Impact Wrestling. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up. What are you waiting for? Hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And when you subscribe to that channel, when you subscribe to my channel, you'll become an awesome one. And right next to that subscribe button, there's a bell. You click on that bell, and when you click on that bell, you will be the first one to know when my next video will come out. Follow me on Twitter at Ryan Awesome Show. Comment down below. Tell me how you felt about this episode of Impact Wrestling. Share this video with each and every single person that you come across. And yeah, that's it. That is it. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow for AEW Dynamite. Beach Break is looking good. So I'll be here tomorrow for AEW Dynamite. So you don't want to miss it. And yeah, that's it. Be safe. Take care. Good night. I'm trying to pull off a Kenny Omega. I don't even know his catchphrase. But yeah, be safe. Take care. And this has been the Ryan Awesome Show. And that's that.